This is in uh, speaking assignment for CCIL English course. My name is Newton Ramalho Jr. and I live in Brazil. First question. What do you do to stay in shape and why? My favorite exercise is walk. As I live in a big condominium with 10 buildings, there is a lot of space between the buildings, so I can walk in safety and with no obstacles. So I usually walk an hour and 10 minutes, and it's a good exercise, daily exercise. Question 2. What is the biggest problem facing our country and why? In Brazil, nowadays we live a political crisis. We are affected by the world crisis, economic and petroleum, but our worst problem is the corruption of the politicians, principally the congressmen. And as they try to run away from the law, they fight against the government, the president, and we have a serious situation to manage the country. And with the price of the barrel of petroleum very low, this affects also our biggest hope that a big area of petroleum newly discovered, the pre-sal, that I believe it will be the redemption to Brazil. Question 3. Do you think gaming is a waste of time? Why or why not? Well, I don't think game is a waste of time because I believe it develops interaction between the child and the computer and gives a new knowledge and abilities that will be very useful when this boy or girl are adults. Question 4. What movie is one of your favorites and why? Well, I have a lot of favorite films, and this is because movies are my main hobby. And as a journalist, I usually, weekly, I have to work about one or more movies. But a recent movie that I loved was Interstellar, because it was a kind of remake of 2001 Space Odyssey, other of my favorite movies, but with something new. And it brings to people the science to normal people in a very, very intelligent way. Question 5. If you had to eat one food for a month, what would it be and why? Well, I believe the fantastic combination of food. It's one of our typical foods in Brazil, the bean and rice. Bean, rice, and meat. Bean and rice is a perfect combination of carbohydrates and other substances that helps to maintain the basic necessities of the body. So even the poorest people in Brazil can survive grace to this combination of food. So I normally eat this a lot of. So I would have no problem to eat this for a month entire. Question 6. Looked at the picture of people unload supplies from a truck. What difficulties do you think they have? And what do you think can be done to help these people more? Well, looking at the picture, we can see they are Asiatic people. I believe they are passing through a crisis, a food crisis, or maybe immigration, and there are a lot of children and women. We see no man between them, and I believe this is a kind of food crisis that is common when after these catastrophes like tsunamis and earthquakes, they are common in that region. And I believe that there is a obligation of the developed countries to help these people through the organizations like the UNICEF or FAO. There are United Nations organizations with the objective is to help people with problems of food and helping the children. Question 7. Look at the picture of fast food meal. What's your opinion about it? If someone were to eat this often, what would happen? Well, I don't like fast food anyway. So, to me, it's not something that attracts. And it's very rare that I eat a hamburger or something like this. Even here in Vancouver, when you have a short time for lunching, I prefer do not eat this kind of food. And I believe if you eat this a lot or very often, that would be bad for your health. Probably you get fat and with problems like cholesterol and other symptoms. Question 8. Give advice to someone who wants to get healthy. You should give suggestions and explain why this should help him or her to get healthy. Well, I believe the main objective must be have a regular life. So you must maintain a physical activity and regular food with less sugar, less fat, less uh, uh, less bread, less pizza, foods like this, and give preference to vegetables, fruits, and other kinds of food. Mm-hmm. And another suggestion is to avoid the stress, because I believe the stress is one of the worst elements that turns one's life unhealthy. Question 9. Talk about your favorite icon. Well, my favorite icon, the person that I admire most in my life, it is my mother, because she was a person very brave, and she passed through, she was born in 1930, so she passed through the Second World War, and she studied a lot and worked 40 years as a teacher, school teacher. But the most important, and she widowed when she was just 28 years old with 2 children. And it was very difficult for her to raise my sister and I, and principally I admire her for the best values and principles that she gives to us, even in the worst situations, because we were a poor family. She never let us down, and she led us to college, and she's very proud because my sister is a school director, and myself, I turned a civil engineer and journalist.